Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new segment of Asaph Cafe. It is 2017, and I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas holiday and, of course, a Happy New Year. And this is season 11, the very first episode, and we're in our Honolulu set. Our Honolulu, Hawaii set. It just looks gorgeous. I wish I could be there for real.
Me too.
Yeah. And on my left, we have the lovely Louise Bundy. She is the hostess of the Music with Asaph television show, and you look very lovely today.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll be a little festive today.
Yeah, so I know it's past Christmas, but I just want to put this on the piano
That's okay.
and the candelabras here. So we hope everyone in TV land will have fun. And today's topic, one of the things I wanted to talk about was the people we lost in 2016. Just do a little tribute.
Mm-hmm.
And according to ABC News, we lost over 70.
Ooh.
And of course, it would be impossible to talk about all 70 of these people, so I picked a handful. So let me start off with Night and Day. Boy, it's kind of strange playing this piano again after when I got to play over the holiday.
I bet.
I'm gonna stop on that note. Here we go.
Nice.
Yeah, as you know, you were at the mall and they had a brand new piano there.
That's
And
beautiful.
yeah, now I feel like Cinderella getting out of her pumpkin, going from a brand new grand piano back to this.
Back
But
to- yes. The coach is gone.
yeah, it's it. I never get tired of this song. Oh, my little dog gone.
Your little dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The weather, the way it looks out there on that screen, I guess you could walk a dog out there, couldn't you?
Of course. They'd love to go on the beach.
Have you ever been to Hawaii?
Not yet. That's on my bucket list, though.
Yeah, mine too. You know, I was once considered for playing the piano in Honolulu. Oh gosh, this was like almost 10 years ago.
Ooh,
They gave me a
nice.
30-minute interview over the telephone because I was in Montana at the time.
Ah,
And it was for the Nordstrom company, but
nice.
at the last minute they decided to go another direction. So
Ah.
I know.
Ah, that's too bad.
Yeah, I would have been like, I'm out of here. I'm going out there and get a hula and all
Oh,
that.
Heck yeah.
That would have been really nice.
No kidding.
Let's see, let me do a Hawaiian type song
Okay.
if I can remember how to do it. I don't remember it. Something like. It was something
Anyway,
like this. It's
the
been a
hookup,
while
I know
since
that
I've
song.
done that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Going to a hookah. But yeah, that would have been pretty cool. You know what my salary would have been?
What?
It would have been somewhere between 18 and 24 an hour.
Wow.
Had that door open with benefits.
Oh.
I was like, oh. But I guess
Oh,
it.
well.
But look at the bright side. There would be no Asaph Cafe, and
That's
I wouldn't
true.
have that Lawrence Welk show,
That's
and
true.
I probably would have my autobiography, so I can't complain.
It turned out for the best, I think.
Yeah, I think I was meant for you to be here. But yeah, I agree with you on bucket list.
Oh, yeah.
So, you had a good holiday?
I
Christmas holiday?
did. I did.
Good. And it was cool hanging out with you.
Oh, yeah, New Year's Eve. You know, we always have to have champagne and caviar on New Year's Eve.
Yeah. Well, we have what do you call it, champagne over
Oh,
there.
that's okay. That's all
Oh, I know what I was going to talk to you about. Did you happen to see The Tonight Show last night?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon was on a roll last
Oh.
night, and I think it was probably staged, but they did their version of Family Feud
Oh my.
with the real Steve Harvey.
Oh really?
So the Roots band was on one side, and then Jimmy Fallon and these two ladies. I don't know who they were. One was like a movie star actress, and they shortened the length of the game obviously.
Right.
So instead of going up to 3 strikes, just 2 strikes, and I think it was like 2 or 3 questions or something.
Okay.
It was really short.
That's great. Steve Harvey's great.
Yeah, and it was more funnier than the political version that they did on Saturday Night Live, because it was the real Steve Harvey.
Ah, I bet.
And they were playing that theme music, and they had the little letters dropped.
Oh wow.
And they
had the whole
actually
show.
they did a poll with the audience, in advance. So whoever the studio audience that was on the show last night.
Oh, okay.
And I assume that NBC probably recorded it or posted it by now.
Oh,
If I get it,
yeah.
I'll send it to you. It was really, really funny.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, he's
And
good
that
on that
theme music too. Let's see if I can figure it out.
Yeah.
Something like
Something like that.
something like that. I gotta finish it. See. Something like that.
That's true.
I've never actually done that, so I'm just. That's one of the advantages of being able to pick out stuff by ear.
Absolutely. I wish I could do that.
There is a trick to that, though.
Oh.
You have to have an extensive knowledge of chords and scales, and I'll give you an example. Let's see. That song would probably be in this key right here, right? So if you knew the scale, and then you do it in the same thing in chord form, can you hear it?
Right.
And it increases your inner ear, and then when you play by ear, that's how you do it.
Ah.
They already know what key they're in, and they can see the chords in their mind's eye.
I
That's
see.
kind of a generic way of doing it.
That's great.
And then with the left hand, instead of doing something like this, they just do, the first and the fifth note and the octave, something like that to
Right.
give it a full sound. And then the right hand, you can do something like, that's a crude analogy, but that gives you an idea. That's how
Sure.
they do that.
I have to remember that.
Yeah, it's called learning your major scales in chord form.
Aha.
Listen for the bottom note. So you listen for the bottom note. Can you hear it? That's how you do it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you do it in every key, and it just takes practice.
Of course.
Because see, with classical music, I think you know this principle. It's R-O-T-E, rote.
Right.
And of course, with popular and jazz, it's based on chords and scales. And the more you get into that, it increases your inner hearing, and then you cut loose like Dizzy Gillespie eventually. You might lose your audience with a all the time,
I
but
know. Well,
that's
I can
the
hear it when
principle,
other
though.
people play it.
Mhm.
I just can't play it when I sit down at the piano because I don't know that much about the chords. I can hear what the chords are, but I couldn't tell you what they are.
Yeah, you have to really do it slow, and again, you do the scale by itself, then you do that scale in chord form, using the notes of that scale for whatever
I
key
see.
you're in. Yeah.
I see. Okay.
So that's how you do that.
Sounds good.
And we were in the key of G in that one.
Okay.
See,
Right.
this is generic. So you can hear it. And then another thing that's cool about those principles, you notice there is no third in the left hand. And so you can take that third and put it an octave higher and make it major.
Ah.
And if you take the third and go down a step, see, it's minor. Hear it? Instead of same thing, see? So those are little tricks of the trade. That's how they develop your skills in popular music. And that is the generic, but that's how you do it. It just takes time.
Oh, of course. Well,
So-
I'm always amazed at the improvisation that jazz musicians have. I think it's just incredible. I
Yeah.
can still hear the melody through their improvisation,
Yeah.
but I couldn't personally improvise like that if I were playing or singing a song.
Well, it just takes time to develop that, but that's kind of how you do it. And it's a universal principle with the left hand. Just do the root. I'm sorry. Let's get back in this key here. You have your bottom note called the root, and 5 steps up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. to the
To the octave.
octave,
Uh-huh.
yeah. And see, it doesn't sound major or minor. You're just using the first, the
Right.
fifth, and the octave.
Right.
There's your
There's the
third,
third.
but they just take it up here.
I gotcha.
Yeah, see? Major. And if you go down a half step, it's minor.
Aha.
And then if you do a melody, let's say, like we're doing that Family Feud again. Now, see, that becomes minor there. So that's, you just take the third and use your right hand and play the
Okay.
melody and just kind of use your imagination.
Right.
And of course, it like I said, it'll increase your inner ear, and you just have to develop that really slow. So that's kind of the way
Quick
you.
piano lesson here.
Yeah, I know, but that's kind of how you develop popular music. Then you
Right.
can play like Roger Williams. You can play
Sure.
like whoever.
Yeah.
And of course, when you get to the level of Oscar Peterson,
Oh my
that's
God.
like way up in the stratosphere. But I was reading a bio about him. They said he just practiced all day.
Oh, I'm sure.
And, Liberace did too, but he did more of the classical.
Right.
Whereas Oscar Peterson focused on jazz and improv and
Exactly.
became just such a brilliant master
Oh, I
at it.
know. I have a couple of his records, and they are incredible.
Yeah, he just always made everything he ever did look so easy.
Oh, I know.
But it took hours and
Of
hours
course.
and hours of practice,
Of
according to this
course.
bio that I read about him. And they said that when he was growing up, his family, they said that's all that guy did was practice
Wow.
when he was growing up.
Amazing.
Just like Liberace.
Oh, yeah.
But he just went a different direction.
Sure. Yeah.
And of course, this, the style between Liberace and Oscar Peterson, that's like saying what is better, apples or oranges?
Exactly.
You can't say
No,
that. It's
you
just
can't.
totally different.
Right.
They're both
They
good.
were both excellent in their own genre.
Yeah. And the funny thing about Oscar Peterson, I sent you that Chopin piece he did. His has a kind of a more smooth, jazzy flavor to it, even though they're playing the exact same notes.
Yeah.
Whereas Liberace's is probably more concert style.
Right. More classical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're both
Oh,
really
of
good.
course. Of course. Immensely talented.
Yeah. So, and then of course all the other piano players, past and present.
Oh, yeah.
Well, a lot of people probably don't remember Roger Williams anymore,
That's true.
but he goes back into the early 50s.
Right.
So.
I remember.
And I had read bio info about him. They said the same thing about him. He just practiced all the time, and he developed what was called a two-finger technique. You ever watch him when he's doing this?
Yes.
Yeah, he mastered that.
Ah,
And that goes against traditional classical
it does.
playing, but it works
Sure.
in certain passages and stuff like that.
Another pianist who actually was a classical pianist who had a very good feel for jazz was Andre Previn.
Yeah.
Because I have his Previn playing Duke Ellington album, and
Was that the one you played for me that
I
one
think
time?
so. I think so.
Yeah, I have a friend. I think I told you the story. I have a friend of mine, concert pianist, who actually got to take piano lessons from Andre Previn. They were $250 a lesson. But
I
he
can't
took.
believe it.
But yeah, well, these are like intense lessons. So
Right.
like when you went home after about an hour or two, you had like homework stuff and
Right.
stuff to develop until he saw you again.
Yeah, that would be an honor.
Yeah, he was blessed enough to get that opportunity to take those lessons, and that was just prior to his appearing in Carnegie Hall.
Oh,
And he eventually did his concert at Carnegie Hall, his first concert. Now I'm sort of in but out of touch. I could track him down if I really wanted to, but I don't think there's any reason to now.
right.
And his wife bought him a brand new $40,000
Ooh.
grand piano. Well, she had the financial means
Yeah.
because she wanted to see him succeed.
Sure.
She says, "Okay, honey, I'll get you this piano. All I want you to do is practice." And that's exactly what he did. He took the piano lessons and then went to Carnegie Hall, and now the rest is history.
Terrific.
But yeah, it just, whatever genre, it just takes hours and hours of practice. And I should be practicing a lot more too, but that's just not possible right now.
I know
You got to be in a situation where you don't have to like necessarily work.
True.
You know what I mean,
I
as
do.
far as like a job or something where your job is just sitting there practicing all day,
Right.
stuff like that. Let's see. Tell me if you know this song. American singer.
Dionne
Woman.
Warwick?
No.
No?
Her name's Anita.
Anita Baker.
Yes.
Oh, Sweet Love.
You recognized it?
Yeah, Sweet Love.
There you go, short version of that. Let's
Yeah.
talk about that song for a second. I'll
Yeah.
do it in slow motion. Remember we were talking about the left hand?
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
that gives you an idea too. And
Right.
it's the same principle with any song. If you just use those principles with your left hand and just do whatever,
Mm-hmm.
that's how they put it together.
Right, and stay with the chords on the right.
Yeah, you have to use the exact same chords or whatever,
Exactly.
key you're in.
Exactly.
And of course, like I mentioned, the more you practice, your inner ear develops,
Right.
and you're able to improvise and think and
Mhm.
whatever. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's called "Sweet Love" is the name of that song.
Yes.
Anita Baker.
I remember it very well.
Yeah, beautiful
It
song.
is.
You don't hear about her much anymore.
Mhm.
She probably made a ton of money though.
I'm sure she
With
did.
that
She was-
voice of hers.
Yeah, she was always on the smooth jazz stations.
Yeah.
Always.
And wasn't Shaka Khan in that category too at the time?
No, Sade was.
That's right, I remember
Yeah.
her. Let's see, Smooth Operator, if I can remember it. See the left hand, see, hear it?
Mhm.
Beautiful song, beautiful
Mhm.
chords. See that trick, that principle, hear it?
I do.
There you go.
Very nice.
And that was a perfect song to demonstrate what I was talking about. And I accented the left hand on purpose just so you can hear it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a universal principle, and you can see any, what do you call it, cocktail pianist, and that's what they're basically doing.
Right.
Some may throw in a pattern, something like this, but it's going by so fast that you don't notice it. So anyway, theory lesson there. And I'll be happy to help you in the future when you get some time.
Okay.
Your piano at home. Because I have to physically see what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to do it very slow to give your brain time to process. But 20 minutes have gone by already. Time just flies. Anyway, changing the subject, talking about some of the people we lost. I'll just name a few and you can talk about that. Like Arnold Palmer. We lost him in 2016. And I think he is considered probably one of the best golfers that ever lived.
Absolutely.
You know the story, he had his, they called it, Arnie's Army. Are you familiar with that?
Yes.
Yeah. And he's credited with bringing the game more to the American public. I
Mm.
think more than other greats of his time or
Mhm.
before him, like Sam Snead and Ben Hogan. I think they were before Arnold
They were.
Palmer. But Arnold Palmer just had a charisma or whatever about
Mhm.
him, and he was just fun to watch, and he was very skilled.
He was. And I understand that after he died, he started designing golf courses all over the world. That was actually his business after he retired, sort of.
Yeah.
So-called retired.
And we lost him at the age of 87, so
Yeah.
he lived a rather full life.
He did.
They say he was a very humble person, even with his accomplishments. I guess it came across like he always thought he could do better.
Ah,
And
that's
I
what
guess
makes you
people that are
great.
brilliant like that always think that
Exactly.
way
That's
about
what makes you
themselves.
great.
Mhm.
Never satisfied. You know?
Right. But he left the world a great legacy with golf.
He did. He did.
And probably in a small way, I would say he paved the way for people like Jack Nicklaus,
Sure.
up to Tiger Woods, I would
Sure.
say. And of course, Tiger is like really sneaking up on all those records. They were talking about Tiger Woods recently, and just
Yeah.
the skill that this man has
Yeah.
for that.
Well, he started young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a clip of Tiger Woods when he was something like, he might have been about 3, maybe 4 years old.
With a golf club.
Yeah, and he was on, I think he was on stage with Bob Hope and, oh God, it was one of the comedian. And they set up this little makeshift.
Oh, right. Right.
You
I
know,
think I saw that
platform.
too.
And he came like
did,
with him
yeah.
really close. He
I
just went
know.
up there and went, and it was like a long,
Yeah.
long thing they had on stage.
I
And,
know.
and
They were
this-
blown away.
yeah, oh goodness. What a skill Tiger
Yeah,
Woods has.
no kidding.
I think when he finishes accomplishing what he's going to accomplish, he's going to set a new standard that I think even Arnold Palmer would be very proud
Oh,
of.
yeah.
And Arnold Palmer said some really wonderful things about Tiger Woods.
Yeah?
Yeah, he did. He
Good.
just his skill and
Mhm.
his contribution to the golf world. So
Good.
anyway, it's my little tribute to Arnold Palmer. I
Mhm.
probably won't be doing much playing here, just talking.
Mhm.
But and of course Alan Young. Do you recognize that name?
From Mr. Ed.
Yes.
And
Let's see.
and Androcles and the Lion was his movie.
Yeah. Let's see if I can figure it out. Generic improv,
Yes.
but
It's a silly show.
yeah.
But I love horses, so of course I had to watch.
Actually, I did a story on that horse. His real name was Mr. If I can remember, Bam Booster or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah?
Yeah, the horse. And you know the effect that they had for him looking like he was talking. They had put peanut
Right.
butter
Right.
up between the.
They do that with all animals, yeah. Dogs
Yeah.
too.
And it just had that effect like the horse was talking. Where
Right.
he was really trying to get the peanut butter on
Right.
and enjoy it. So he was a delightful entertainer, Alan Young,
Mhm.
too. And of course, Doris Roberts, we
Yes.
lost her.
Yes.
And all these people, let's see, Alan Young was 96,
Oh, wow.
and Doris Roberts was 90. So,
Oh,
and Doris Roberts left a great legacy, too.
oh, with Raymond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she had done a lot of television
Mhm.
shows and movies way before
Mhm.
Everybody Loves Raymond.
That was a wonderful show.
Yeah. I bet if I took time, I could figure that out, that theme song.
Uh-huh.
Well, but a little generic tribute there, trying to
Mhm.
play that Everybody Loves Raymond theme
Mhm.
song. But Doris Roberts, yeah, she was fun. And
Mhm.
but how would you like to have a mother-in-law like
Oh,
that?
my gosh.
Yeah, well, I think one of the funniest, well, all those, that whole series was just
It was
outrageously
fabulous.
funny.
I watched it every week.
Yeah. And what a joy. She just left a fun,
She-
busybody
Oh,
mother-in-law
I know.
character.
I think my favorite episode was the one where they were going to, she and her husband were going to go someplace in the car.
Excuse
And I
me.
guess she was driving, and somehow she got the car in reverse instead of drive and backed through the wall of Raymond's house.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh my gosh. That was wonderful. It was so- I'd rarely laugh out loud at comedies. I just, for some reason, don't, but I was just on the floor with that one.
Yeah, and then of course we lost. I'll play the theme song here. Try to.
Oh.
Let me try it again. and only.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I think one of her best performances was when she played Helen Keller.
Yes.
Helen Keller story.
Yes.
The Miracle Worker.
The Miracle Worker was a wonderful movie.
Yeah, I have that movie at home,
Mm.
so if you ever want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we lost Patty Duke, so
Yeah.
she left the world. A wonderful, what do you call, comedy with the Patty
Yes.
Duke Show.
Yes.
I think they said she was in her teens in real life when they shot that show.
Oh, wow.
That scene when she was running down the staircase
Mhm.
very quickly, which would explain why she was able to run down that staircase so
Yeah.
quickly like that. I think they said she was like 16 or 17
Oh,
in real
my.
life
Wow.
at the time when they did that.
Amazing.
Which would make sense because I think she was like a little girl when
Yeah,
she played
the Miracle Worker, right.
the Miracle Worker.
Mhm.
And let's see. Let's pick some of the names at random here. There's so many. Gwen Eiffel, the
Oh,
news reporter.
yes.
We lost her.
They
what
did a
was-
lovely tribute to her on PBS.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll play this here for her. For Gwen Eiffel.
Mhm.
Yeah, they were doing some things throughout her career, and she was just very skilled.
She really was.
She was very groundbreaking
Mhm.
reporter,
Mhm.
covering not only civil rights issues, but just
Just everything.
everything
Yeah.
in her career. And I think she moderated some debates,
Mhm.
if I remember
Yes, she
correctly.
did.
Stuff like that. So what a wonderful.
Very well respected.
Yeah.
lady, yes.
And all the people that got together to do a tribute to her, nobody said anything negative about
Oh,
her. They
no.
said she had a great work ethic, work ethic,
Mhm.
and that sort of thing. And of course, who could forget Florence Henderson?
Yes. This is true. Although the Brady Bunch is not one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, well,
Because I
I
never
know.
knew any kids like that. Those kids were all like perfect, and my kids were like, oh.
Did you see the Brady Bunch, the movie version?
No.
It was, what was amusing about that was, you know how when they do remakes, they kind of update things and modernize it? Well, everything was modernized except for the Bradys. They were like still wearing their 70s
Oh,
outfit,
no.
but in more of a modern time.
Oh,
And
no.
that's what made that movie amusing, so.
No, if I couldn't stand half an hour on television, I'm not going to watch 2 hours in a movie.
And they had some pretty good cast of people playing
Yeah.
that. But Florence Henderson, even though she might be remembered for the Brady Bunch, I think people will remember, or not remember, she was a skilled singer.
She was. Yes.
Very skilled at
Yes.
singing, and I think dancing too, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
I'm not talking about tap dance, more like the Broadway.
Right. I know, like Ginger Rogers kind of dancing.
Yeah,
No, I don't
or something
know,
like
really.
that. But when we lost her at the age of 82, they were showing film clips of her as a young woman singing,
Good.
and quite well.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, let me just pick some other names at random here. Here's one. You know who I'm talking
I
about?
do.
And for those out there in TV land who don't know who we're talking about, we're
Father
talking about,
Mulcahy.
yes, Father
Yes.
Mulcahy, William Christopher. We lost him on December 31st.
Yeah.
He was the last famous person, or they called it notable person,
Mhm.
according to ABC News. I think we're all notable in our own right, but some
Mhm.
people are just more well known. So
Right.
I think that's what they're referring to.
Exactly.
But, yeah, he was an advocate for people that struggled with autism.
Mm.
Because his son, he had two sons, I believe, and
Oh.
one of them was autistic, so
Oh.
they spent a lot of time with him.
Mhm.
And he just used his fame or notoriety for a good cause.
That's great.
So I don't have the facts how old he was, but I believe he was in his 80s
Mhm.
too. And then of course Van Williams.
Ah, yes.
We can't forget Van Williams.
Yes. The Green Hornet
Yeah, the
himself.
Green Hornet. Let's see. I can't really play that very well.
No.
Yeah.
That's a typical song.
I bet if I really practice it, took time, I could probably do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Van Williams, he's the Green Hornet, and a lot of people don't know he's not the original Green Hornet.
Oh.
They had the 1940 Green Hornet serial.
Oh,
Remember those?
right. I don't remember who played it though.
I can't think of the actor's name. Gordon Jones, I think, was his name. And what's his name? Luke Kiwi. He was Kato. The actor that played the master on the Kung Fu series.
Key
with
Luke?
Yeah, Key
Oh,
Luke.
okay.
Well, he was young.
Mm-hmm.
He was the original Kato.
Okay.
And this was in 1940. I have the entire series at home.
Oh.
And at that time, what they did was, when the Green Hornet was about to be wiped out, you'd have to wait like a week because the credits would start going up,
Mhm.
and then they'd hear the Flight of the Bumblebee music. So it was Gordon Jones and Key Luke. And Key Luke, he opened the door for Asian actors eventually.
Yes.
They weren't a lot of,
No.
you know,
No. Eula Kuo
mainly.
is about the only one I can think of that was famous in early movies.
Yeah, so, but anyway, he was the original Kato. And then, of course, 20 years later, they had the Van Williams version
Right.
with the real Bruce Lee
Mhm.
playing Kato. And, of
Mhm.
course, that was a little bit more fancier because they had a little bit more,
Right, a little more pizzazz.
Yeah.
A little more karate.
And can you imagine squaring off with Bruce Lee? Yikes!
No. Yeah.
I wouldn't fight Bruce Lee if I were Muhammad Ali.
No.
And leading up to Muhammad Ali, we lost him too.
Yeah.
And, of course, perhaps the greatest boxer in history.
Mhm.
What a legacy he left.
That's true.
At the age of 74, we lost him.
Right.
But he was once called the Black Superman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And there's another story. They wrote a song about him too.
They did?
In his heyday, yeah. And they referred to him as the Black Superman in this song. It went something like this. They had a little intro, something like that. But that's all I remember. And it just had this really cute melody and stuff like that. And what a boxer.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not
Well,
a
I
fan
know.
of boxing, but I can appreciate the fact that he did what he did.
Well, he made it an art form and took it up to a level
Right,
that I don't
right.
think anybody else will ever be able to do for some time.
No kidding.
So he's going to be remembered.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, for television land, Agnes Nixon.
Oh, right.
She is the creator of All My Children with Erica Kane's character.
Exactly.
Let's see if I can remember how to do that theme song. Recognize it?
Right.
I'll do it for you. That was the theme song, the
Right.
original theme
Right.
to All My Children, which I don't even think anybody would remember that.
I do remember it, although I didn't watch the show that much. I'm a Young and the Restless fan. But,
Yeah, oh, yeah, I'll do a
but
piece of
I
that for you, yeah.
did- Yeah.
Young and the Restless.
Oh, right.
Nadia's theme.
Mhm.
We got 10 minutes left to go.
Oh, right.
I'll do a short version of this for you. Beautiful song. Is that your favorite soap opera?
That's the only one I have time to watch.
But anyway, getting back to All My Children, originally it was centered around a very young Susan Lucci,
Mhm.
who I think was probably in her early 20s in
Mhm.
real life at that time, because that show was on for like 40
Oh,
years.
yeah.
And so and of course the topics were tame, back then compared to now. So it was centered around Erica
Right.
Kane's
Oh, okay.
character, and then it just developed over the years.
Right.
So what an imaginary, fun soap opera.
Soap operas are great because you know what? You get to gossip about people without hurting anybody's feelings.
I guess I would have thought of that, but I guess that's a good way of
That's
looking
what
at
I
it.
watch anyway.
Uh-huh. So she was 93.
Oh,
Agnes
wow.
Nixon,
Wow.
which would make sense because, you know, All My Children was on for like over 40 years before it finally ended.
Mm-hmm.
So, and of course, I think The Young and the Restless is still going on.
It
so.
is. It is. They even have a spin-off called The Bold and the Beautiful, too. I don't
Yeah.
watch that, but I do watch Young and the Restless when I can.
Yeah, well, I don't know that Bold and Beautiful, but
Yeah.
at least I know All My Children and
Yeah.
the other one, Young and the Restless.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna add a theme song here. I'm just gonna kind of fake my way around here. You recognize it? Still don't recognize it. Hmm.
That sounds so familiar.
That's the theme to I Spy.
Ah.
I'll do it again.
Oh,
Recognize it?
wow. Yeah. It's been so long since I've seen this show.
And that was with Bill Cosby and
Right,
Robert
Robert
Culp. But the
Culp.
reason I'll stop there. The reason I'm bringing that up is because they had some spy shows, and perhaps the most famous spy is Robert Vaughn,
Yes.
the man from U.N.C.L.E. We
True.
lost him too at 82, so
That's true.
I thought I'd lead in with that theme to I Spy. And he was such a handsome man in his youth.
Mhm.
Just had the perfect spy look, the hair, and
Yes.
just the physique and stuff like that. And of course, let's see, who else can we pick real quick?
Don't forget about Debbie Reynolds and Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, let's see if I can remember. Recognize the song?
Tammy is
Yeah.
in love. Yeah. From Tammy and the Bachelor.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I
and
saw
of course her
that.
daughter, Carrie Fisher.
Mhm.
And Carrie Fisher was 60, Debbie Reynolds was 84.
Oh.
And of course, I don't think people remember how good of a singer, in a sense, that Debbie Reynolds
Oh,
was.
yeah.
Broadway style.
She was in so many movies.
Yeah. In fact, I think the movie that put her on the map was Singing in the Rain.
Oh, I think so too. Or
She was
maybe it
19 years old, I think, in real life, they said.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can remember it. It's been a while since I've done that.
Mhm.
So anyway, Carrie Fisher first, and then
Yeah.
next day Debbie Reynolds. And that
Yeah.
must have been very difficult for Debbie
It
Reynolds to go through
definitely-
something
Oh,
like that.
of course.
And of course, there's so many other notable people we wouldn't have time to mention. We're almost
Right.
out of time,
Oh, wow.
so and the list just goes on and on and on. But it's sad. I think we lost more notable people than usual in 2016.
Yeah.
So, and it's just sad
It
when
is.
we lose people like that. But they've left the world some fun stuff,
Right.
some fun legacies
Great
and stuff like
memories.
great memories like that. So, let's see, what can we talk about real quick? We're down to about our last 7 or 8 minutes or something like that. Oh, I didn't get a chance to say I enjoyed hanging out with you over the holiday.
Oh, sure.
That
I
was-
enjoyed having you. It was wonderful.
That was fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we spent, was it Christmas together
Mhm.
and New Year's Eve.
Right.
So it was just fun.
Mhm.
A lot of fun. It's just fun doing chords on this show too sometimes and stuff
sure.
like that too. And you got those emails I sent you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you get a chance to see the
Harry James?
Afro Sheen?
Oh, not yet.
Which
And I also
one have
wanna
you
watch-
seen?
I haven't seen the Harry James or the Afro Sheen yet. So, but
Oh,
they're
okay.
in the computer. I'm saving them. So.
Well, actually, that Harry James was some sort of a movie, I guess. It was
Yeah.
like a 15-minute
Right.
short or something.
Right.
But he plays that really lightning fast song at the end.
Oh yeah. My goodness.
Well, I didn't know that was posted. It just was a movie, and I had no way of knowing that
Right.
song was on there, and I
Right.
just clicked it. I wasn't looking up Harry
Mhm.
James. It's just, you know, they have those related videos, and it had that little screen gem,
Oh,
the
okay.
globe thing, and it looked like a movie, so that's why I clicked it. It caught my
Ah.
attention,
Uh-huh.
and it happened to be Harry James
Wow.
in the movie.
Yeah.
So it was just fun watching, listening to all that big band music,
Oh, I
and then
know.
that lightning fast song at the end.
No kidding. I
And-
love big band music.
Yeah.
You know, because as a dance teacher, I taught a lot of tap to big band music. In fact,
Mhm.
one of the songs from the movie Swing Kids was a big production number that I did with my kids, and it was a big hit.
Oh, it's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, big band music. I think that's kind of a lost art form to me.
Yeah. You don't find too many 16-piece jazz bands anymore.
No,
Yeah.
I'm afraid not.
Yeah.
I think club owners would rather save money and just
Yeah.
get the combo thing going.
No kidding.
It's amazing how that sprouted out in the time that it did.
Oh,
They had
yeah.
a lot of big bands.
Oh, yeah.
Count Basie,
Right.
Duke
Oh,
Ellington.
yeah. Cab Calloway.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Cab Calloway. Something like
Yeah,
that.
I know.
Benny the Moocher.
Exactly.
His
Well, you know,
signature
Harlem
song.
was the center in New York, like in the 30s and 40s. Harlem was the center of
Yeah.
so much jazz, and people would come from uptown
Uh-huh.
to Harlem just to hear the music and dance. You know, it was
Uh-huh.
amazing.
And Cab Calloway just dominated
Oh,
that.
he did. Yeah,
So it was just amazing. He was just an amazing entertainer.
he was
to
quite an
me.
entertainer. Yeah,
And he was not a bad singer.
that's true. Yeah.
You could say he could carry a pitch.
Oh
Pretty
yeah, Minnie the Moocher and Heidi High. You know.
Yeah, the Heidi Ho King or something, I think they called him.
That was great.
And let's see. See if there's any last minute people here. Oh yes, Gary Marshall.
All right.
We lost him at the age of 81. He's responsible for Happy Days and
Mhm.
Laverne and Shirley, and of
Yeah.
course all those movies he's done
Exactly,
and stuff like
exactly.
that. So he left the world some fun movies,
Right.
and of course, the one and only Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Of course.
She was
Yeah.
99.
Wow.
And of
Amazing.
course, yeah, she was probably out of the limelight in her later
Mhm.
years, but 40 films she's
Wow.
credited with doing,
Amazing.
and being famous for being famous.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you know, they had a beautiful photograph of her on the ABC thing on the computer.
Mhm.
Obviously, when she was young.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's a shame we can't stay young, isn't it?
Oh boy.
Oh, well.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to think about that.
Yeah, I know.
Oh. Oh,
So-
and don't forget George Michael.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I would even thought of him.
Yeah.
He was 53
Uh huh.
with the. Let's see if I can figure that one song out. Wham song.
Oh.
Something like
Wake me
that.
up
No,
before
I'm
you
just
go.
butchering this man's song, but yeah, if I
Yeah.
just took time to practice, I figured I could probably
Mhm.
figure it out. But
Yeah.
yeah, just some fun rhythmic music he
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
And of course, when he went solo, he held.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he. They said he sold 100 million
Wow.
records in his career.
My goodness.
So, but yeah, I think he'll be probably best remembered for the older generation when he was with the group Wham.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those were just some fun,
They
danceable
were. Oh, yeah.
songs.
Silly songs, you
Yeah.
know, but just fun, yeah.
Something like that. That's a lot better.
Yeah.
Wake me up. So anyway, any final words you'd like to say for this?
Not really, just want to wish everyone a happy new year and hope that 2017 is the best year of all.
Yeah, that's.
And
Well, I'm hoping to have a really good year too.
good.
So I want to wish everybody out there in TV land a happy New Year 2017. Can you believe it? 2017. Oh my goodness, where did the years
I
go?
don't know. It used to be such a long way away, and now it's here.
Yeah, that's true. 2017. Wow. But anyway, I wanted to say thanks for hanging out with me
Of
and
course,
doing this. This
anytime.
is the first show for 2017. I couldn't think of a better person to start this year out than having you on this show here.
Thank you.
And of course, we have those other shows that are still taped, so this will eventually be seen.
Okay.
Unless Lori just switches the order and speeds this up. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being part of this brand new Asaph Cafe for 2017. This is the first episode, season 11. God, season 11. From the time you and I just did that promo on that Lawrence Welk show, and I just blurted out Asaph Cafe, and then it became this.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, accidents could be good. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. On my left, the lovely Louise Bundy. She's hanging out with me, and I am Asaph Adonai. Any other final words before we close?
No, just thank you for having me.
All right, well, thanks for hanging out with me. So until our next show, Maranatha. I always end on that chord.
Right.
That's the exact same song we did that time when we did that promo
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
before Asaph Cafe was born. Well, make yourself at home. I'll shut everything down and make you a quick copy of this.
Okay.